And we're back. Another fine video. Uh, I hope to be, at least I hope for it to be a fine video, but nevertheless, I've done some homework, and I found, of course, in the manga, some pages that support my points, because for some of them I feel a bit, not well, I didn't feel like I probably said my point well. And, of course, probably added stuff that the anime added. Said stuff that the anime added. So I don't want to get it twisted, since Dritz specifically said he's doing the manga. And for starts, probably shouldn't show all these. This one here. When Dritz said something about Sanji not meeting up with Pudding, and guess what? They did meet up. Little panel over here. I'm guessing that Dritz may have wanted it in some sort of chronological timeline instead of some sort of flashback, but well, he didn't. Like I said, only a guess. So I don't know if he wants it period or just a flashback. Wait, why am I remembering him showing that panel? I wouldn't put it past Ritz to do something like that, considering how constantly he does. But I can pull it back a bit to find. Where is it?
I'm better! I am better!
A little bit past.
The audience would
We practically use Grammarly every single day when working in front of our computer. We use it for business emails.
stronger opponents. Lost on earlier, who sucked at everything compared to his sibling.
What the?
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a
I'm stronger. I'm smart. I'm weak.
Things like he do a bit of what talk to you. It was an thing every single time he used Jambe. This should have, at the minimum, created a sub. Regardless of what the real answer may be, how just it changes the story of Whole Cake and the when Sanji, which is the Sanji, the next time we see him, telling Sanji being science smokes were only at the Nazi table. The truth about Sanji. Shortly after his loss, Sanji gets handcuffed by Reiju. The next time we see him, he is having dinner with his family at the Nazi table. And we're treated to another.
I kind of skipped over the part I wanted to bring up, but I'll still bring it up after the find that part.
This and her way after way to meet Big Mom.
No.
The conflict here
No, I don't
is
think he showed that panel. We're way past that moment now. So if he did, it might be a little bit later or earlier. But since he's doing this chronologically, I don't know why he would do that anytime earlier or later. At any rate, just leaving that there. When Dritz comments something on Sanji's strength and why didn't go all out on Zeph. No, wait, not that point. How Zeph doesn't even acknowledge his strengths or even his usage of that Diable Jambe. I said before, it's because he still doesn't respect Sanji and he doesn't care what his strengths are. And here's a page that proves my saying. My comment, not my saying. I had a failure. You are my sacrifice, Sanji. I have not changed my opinion in the least. I do not think of you as my son. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation points. So, yeah. I'm not sure if this really counts, but I would say it would count. I would specifically pull this panel up for the Sanji just chilling on the fire tank pirate ship that was taking him to Whole Cake. Yeah, I don't think this counts. Luckily, I pulled up another image which fixes this mistake. Enough of the jokes. The only use for these hands of mine is to cook food for my companions. Nothing else. So he just verbally say, verbally said how much he didn't want to do anything for anyone else. Well, that's about it. All the other panels for later. A secret mouse tool for later, if you will. I did not mean to pull up such a cringy reference. Where were we again? Where were we? We're definitely past here.
So why not tell him the story? The guards aren't being realized he, after coming to along with it,
There we go.
Mom's intentions.
That?
Sanji is trying to
Yeah, alright.
accept his death and go along with it because he thinks it'll be the best thing to not incur the wrath of Big Mom? What? Not incurring Big Mom's wrath is a completely irrelevant point at this stage. I know most people are going to try and say that Sanji's emotionally compromised mental justifies everything that he does, but there's gotta be a limit to how far you're able to push this before it reaches unjustifiable heights. There have been several instances already where Sanji should have been convinced otherwise. We have the enraged army, we have the Straw Hats running around the castle, we have some of them being captured. Maybe if Big Mom's word meant anything, then it wouldn't be so bad. But
I just realized to something to add from what I said before, which I didn't say, so I'm bringing it up now since I just thought of it. Luffy's causing trouble on the island. Why would Big Mom not retaliate? This is pretty. Well, why wouldn't Big Mom retaliate? I'm just. Even if Sanji thinks he could make the best of the situation and trying to save his captain from not getting beheaded, which he is doing, Luffy is trying to get Sanji back and, invading on Big Mom's territory. So this is only a logical what's the word for it? Logical timeline of events. Hell, even Sanji was trying to save Luffy, so it's yeah. This is just natural storytelling. Something you should expect when someone gets caught in a place that they don't belong.
everything Big Mom said to Sanji was thrown out the window as soon as he heard that the Straw Hats were captured, and thrown out the window twice after hearing that all of this was her setup to murder his family. Oda is going way too far in making Sanji.
Now, Luffy getting captured wasn't, since that's what he's trying to imply. But yeah, I don't understand that correlation unless I got that wrong.
To look unreasonably stupid rather than creating empathy. So Bobbin strolls by and starts eating the meat from the bento that Sanji made, and seemingly out of everything that's happened, this knocks some common sense into Sanji, who retaliates against Bobbin with force, slamming him into the wall. Point of note here, I have no idea why Bobbin is utilized like he is in this arc. After Sanji runs away, Bobbin, who is one of the first Big Mom pirates introduced in the story, makes a speech saying that he'll take care of Sanji, and then he says that even demons from hell make an appearance at Big Mom's tea party, whatever the hell that means. Right after the speech, Bobbin walks outside and gets gadded down by the clown trio, and that's the end of Bobbin. You know, it's really funny because during the weekly grind for this arc, lots of people were under the belief that Bobbin might act.
Sorry, I didn't see what you wrote. Shurdritz? No, he just remembers what Luffy said. Should probably get something. Yeah. Just remembered what Luffy said. Oh, you mean with Bobbin? About the food? The food moments? Is that what you were referring to when you type that? This is gonna be a very awkward video. I mean, obviously, half the people revisiting this isn't even speaking. Oh yeah, yeah. He remembered what Luffy said and decided to knock him out because he really needed to rush to Luffy. Not to mention he was eating Luffy's stuff. I also said in the previous episode that he wasn't being logical, he was being emotional because he was eating Luffy's food, but apparently he didn't realize that. Also the clown trio, this guy.
Actually be strong and someone Sanji could beat up to make him look good. Were under the belief that Bob really funny because during the weekly grind for this arc, lots of people were under the belief that Bobbin might actually be strong and someone Sanji could beat up to make him look good. He had some sleep powers and some shit. I don't know, man. It's yeah.
You going for the spicy garlic Italian panini? Or maybe the new bacon mac and cheese panini? Wait, they have breakfast paninis too? No pressure.
Try a toasty, melty, delicious breakfast or lunch panini today, only at Wawa.
Streaming exclusively on Peacock.
Come along with me on a journey.
Season 5 of The Office like you've never...
After running away from Bobbin, Sanji goes out to the field even after knowing from the last info he received that they were captured when the enraged army walked past him. Kind of weird, but I guess Sanji just had blind faith that Luffy would escape capture, then be here anyway because of his promise. Sanji does end up finding Luffy. He's a little sassy and he provides Luffy the messed up bento. Luffy asks Sanji to come back with him and Sanji says no for
Yeah. I guess about here is where I should say is the actual start of the video. But blind faith? Why is it blind faith? It kind of is blind faith because, you know, he was captured, so he's just going off of information. I mean, going off of information that contradicts current information. But like I said in the previous video, even if it's blind faith, why wouldn't he believe his captain, his friend? Because the Luffy done stuff like this before. Okay, I didn't say that last part. Nothing? Alright. Just making sure you were gonna type something.
3 reasons. 1. He can't because he disrespected Luffy. 2. Sanji says that Zeph is being held hostage, which at this point in time, Reiju told Sanji to not worry about it, so this isn't true. But Sanji is just making excuses to push Luffy away. And finally, 3. His family is going to be killed and he can't abandon them. Then Sanji tells Luffy to buzz off and Luffy gets angry. Then Luffy awkwardly punches Sanji. It's a pretty weird punch. I think it would have been better if it was like a real punch, but whatever. Luffy yells at Sanji to tell him the truth, which Sanji replies back with, "I want to go back to the Sunny." I want to take some time to analyze this section.
I should really look up the Funimation dub of this scene. Might be pretty good. Most likely pretty good. He kind of explained it weirdly, but I'm pretty sure he meant his arm went rubbery, and, you know, not just a normal punch without his Devil Fruit power. It just looked weird. That's it. It just looked weird. I don't remember how it was animated in the anime, but in the manga, he says it looks weird. So that's pretty much all he has to say about that.
This want to go back to the Sunny. I want to take some time to analyze this section. This scene has a lot of good intentions, but I think it's missing elements in several places, which makes the message it's trying to deliver fall flat.
Of course it has good intentions. It's supposed to be a relief of character for Sanji. I don't know why he keeps saying, hey, it's a nice scene, but bad thing. It's kind of a backhanded compliment. No, not backhanded. It's kind of saying you like something while also saying it's the worst thing you ever had. Yeah, I could look up a better example of that. Why is this bad now, but when Sanji kicked Luffy? Because the drama... What did he say specifically? Because freaking... He was being very biased in this moment. Oh, also, I was thinking over all the stuff Dritz has said, not just in this part, but in the other 2 parts, and yeah, I don't know what type of respect I had for this guy, but I was somehow thought better of him, because he actually does do stuff like this frequently in the videos. It's just him putting it in words made me realize how bad he is as a content creator. Yes, exactly. It worked to make you feel what it wanted you to feel.
Oda's intent from this was to cause drama, emotion, and conflict. And that's exactly what it does.
Or that sentence. But bad writing. Yes, but bad writing, Dritz. You don't excuse something for having bad writing. For it to successfully achieve its drama and suspense. Or whatever he said. I just heard it. I need to pay attention more.
Section. This scene has a lot of good intentions, but I think it's missing elements in several places, which makes the message it's trying to deliver fall flat. At the end of Sanji's flashback, Reiju gives, quite literally, a redo of Saul's dialogue to Robin, about how the sea is vast and someday Sanji will find friends who treat him right.
Yeah, he just goes through...
海は広いんだで、いつか必ずお前を守ってくれる仲間が現れる。この世に生まれて一人ぼっちなんてことは絶対にないんだで。
Rip the English voice actor for Saul. I really liked him and Blackbeard. cool copyright. Yes, cool copyright. But hey, what you gonna do? He's got to bring up the video somehow. Did these videos get copyright claimed at any time? At least demonetized, because that's an interesting thing that I just thought up. Yeah, whatever. Ain't nobody in this world born to be left alone.
Oda even copies the dialogue that Luffy has for Robin in Eni's lobby. He tells Sanji to tell the truth. Robin's flashback and the way it ties into Eni's lobby is beautiful. As a child, Robin's only
ties into Eni's lobby. I'm just gonna bring this here because that caught me off by surprise, but yeah. Yes, how? Meme Spice, how? I mean, apart from Saul being a government official, yeah. Apart from Saul being a government official, oh, well, of course, Robin being one of the most important people to the government, but I mean, the Germa come back in whole cake, so hopefully he didn't say that Sanji's flashback doesn't correlate, quote unquote, perfectly, so. Family enemy? Question mark? Family enemy? You mean for Robin? She didn't have any family as enemies in not Impelled Down. I forget the name of the arc. Well, the guy that blew up her home. Oh, you mean Spondam, which... No, that wasn't Spondam. That was Spondai, his father. His father blew up. Well, Buster called O'Hara. I would say I guess, but considering the... Which one was it? That your ancestors don't speak for you. Your ancestors don't speak for what you do as a person now. Well, whatever arc that was. No, it was Spondai, Spondam's father. Whatever.
And the way it ties into Eni's lobby is beautiful. As a child, Robin's only friend was Saul, who ends up dying. Robin's entire life gets destroyed. Her mom dies.
Oh, he's gonna bring it up.
Her existence is labeled as demonic. She spends the rest of her life on the run, jumping from...
Also, she wasn't very liked as a kid because of her devil fruit. Could have brought that up. Not to mention, the only people that liked her were the archaeologists at the O'Hara tree. So, Sanji was experimented on and tortured by his family. True. But let's wait till we get to... Except for one, yes. But let's wait until he says stuff about Sanji's backstory that are most likely going to be bad for some reason. Let's wait what he has to say.
Her existence is labeled as demonic. She spends the rest of her life on the run, jumping from crew to crew, being betrayed constantly by people trying to take advantage of her. She's never able to find a true family. Saul's words of encouragement to her seem like a pipe dream because Robin's life is all despair. It's only when she meets the Straw Hats that things begin to change. There's a reason why she left the Straw Hats voluntarily. She didn't want her past to end up killing people she'd started caring about. Robin wanted to believe things were different. That's why she got so triggered when Aokiji started talking to her. Even after the Straw Hats tried getting Robin back, she refused. Robin couldn't stand the thought of the Straw Hats abandoning her, using her, like everyone else. Robin thought she was doomed to die one day. She'd rather sacrifice herself and die than live through the pain of believing that one day the Straw Hats will abandon her because of her burdens. Robin didn't believe in Luffy. She didn't believe anyone in the group would risk fighting the entire world just for her. And that leads to one of the greatest moments I've ever experienced.
Ad incoming.
If you're a college student like me especially, you need Grammarly in your life. Grammarly is a digital writing assistant and it's
Say Meat Spice? What's that for? Is it for this content claim that may or not? Well, I'm not certain if I can do the content claim, but...
望んではいけないことだと思ってた。誰もそれを許してくれなかった。
They made really playing this
私は死にたいのよ。海は広いんだで。いつか必ず。
Oh, it's coming. I can feel the wafty ass from here, all the way through this content claim. Also, we didn't find a better clip of this? Do like HD versions of it. You know what? That sounded like effort on his part.
本当に少しだけ望みを言っていいのなら私は
For the first time in Robin's life, she had finally found a family. This context gives the scene such raw, unhinged power. Sanji's scene does not have the same power or anywhere close to it. Sanji's life is nothing like Robin's.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Rage used dialogue to Sanji about finding...
Yeah, it's nothing like... Yes. Alright. Spelled incorrectly. A-L-R-I-G-T. Yeah, for some reason I'm not taken aback by that, but... Yeah, that was pretty bad. Right now I just want to see your reaction to this. So human experiments is nothing? Well, I mean, Sanji didn't have to go through his entire life being hunted down, so it's not the same. Being a living human experiment that was deemed a failure, and then perceived to be tortured, and then received human torture, being bullied by his family, being less than human. I can't say it was as bad as what Robin has to go through, but it's still bad. Getting bullied by your siblings, having your father actively call you a failure, having your mother die, being locked in a dungeon for like weeks ends, being able to express your true passion. It's pretty bad. Now, he didn't say...
Sanji's scene does not have the same power or anywhere close to it.
Nothing. He just said it was not close to as good. I guess. Let's just hear what he has to say. At least he didn't say it was straight up bad. Just not as good. Very, very not as good.
Sanji's life is nothing like Robin's. Rage used dialogue to Sanji about finding people that'll treat him right doesn't connect strongly.
Oh, you didn't... Oh, because it didn't parallel to Robin's. Is that what you're saying, Dritz? Come on, dog. You just said they were not the same. Please don't tell me you're going this way.
Rage used dialogue to Sanji about finding people that'll treat him right doesn't connect strongly. As soon as Sanji left the Vinsmokes, he found a loving family in the Baratier with Zeph, a foster father who raised him for years.
Yeah?
And then he found a second family with the Straw Hats. Sanji had hope prior to the Straw Hats coming into his life. This is also one of the reasons why Sanji's logic in this arc doesn't work as well as how it did with Robin in Enies Lobby. Robin being in denial and pushing Luffy and the Straw Hats away makes a lot more sense because it connects with her backstory and her character. Sanji doesn't have the same excuse.
What?
Sanji was there with the Straw Hats when they risked it all for Vivi and Alabasta. Sanji even made a speech about it. Sanji was there when they challenged.
Robin was there when Foxy took Chopper and her from the Straw Hats in the Davy Back fights. Robin was there when she was turned into a toy and had to be bent for Usopp to save her ass. Robin was there when she was getting electrified by Enel. And what was this comparison? They're struggling because their past came back to haunt them. It's not that deep. What's this connection you're trying to make but doesn't... So not wanting family to die is not a... Yes. Apparently the Straw Hats being in danger... Wait. So not wanting family to die is not an excuse. I'm presuming you mean the Straw Hats, right? Or the Germa. Sanji had no excuse to do what he... apparently saving the crew and not wanting... saving his crew and not wanting Zeph to die is not good enough, I guess. First off, why are you comparing? Like you said, it's two different scenes. Why do you have to compare them? Can one scene just stand on its own? Secondly, you have some issue with how Zeph's assassination... Well, he's having some issue on how Zeph not getting assassinated. Which, alright, I can see where you're coming from, but I'm pretty sure Big Mom had other priorities instead of doing some petty vengeance, killing some guy that you may or may not get the... Or no, killing some guy where your main objective is killing the pirates who did you wrong. But I'm still on him trying to compare each scene, which is both unfair and illogical because they're doing two different things.
A lot more sense because it connects with her backstory and her character. Sanji doesn't have the same excuse. Sanji was there with the Straw Hats when they risked it all for Vivi and Alabasta. Sanji even made a speech about it. Sanji was there when they challenged the world government. He knows exactly what the crew is all about, which makes his
she was also there when Robin was the last person to... No, she wasn't the last person. That was Nami. Never mind. But nevertheless, this is not the same. Not to mention...
refusal to believe or trust them seem like bullshit. Attempting...
Yeah, Robin was there in Alabasta, but she wasn't part of the crew then. Plus, she didn't hear Sanji's speech. Wait, what did he say? Alright, I'll play it back.
all for Vivi and Alabasta. Sanji even made a speech about it. Sanji was there when they challenged the world government. He knows exactly what the crew is all about, which makes his refusal to believe or trust them seem like bullshit. Attempting to
Now listening to that back, why did he bring that up? Considering that's not the point? He was just trying to save his crew and Zeph from getting killed by Big Mom and Germa? it's not that they don't believe that they're friends. It's that he just didn't want his nakama getting killed. So he literally did not get the point of Sanji crying. He didn't even get the reason why he left the crew. So that's pretty impressive how he can misread a story like this. Yes. I. No, no, no. That's not what he's saying. He's saying. Let me play that back.
Challenge the world government. Sanji even made a speech about it. Sanji was there when they challenged the world government. He knows exactly what the crew is all about, which makes his refusal to believe or trust them seem like bullshit.
Yeah, does he mean he doesn't trust them beating Big Mom? Yes, I believe that's what he means. But the blind faith, that too. That is trust. Yeah, that is trust, but apparently Sanji doesn't trust the crew enough to defeat Big Mom, which is very fair considering that it's a Yonko, four of the strongest pirates in the seas. I don't understand why he's trying to compare them, though. It's not Sanji not trusting the crew. It's Sanji not wanting the crew to die. Because it's him that they want. And if he doesn't go along, then everyone else is getting murderized. So I don't. Oh boy, can't wait for the ALX stream. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty, at least somewhat entertaining. I don't know how. Why is he trying to compare? I'm saying this a lot, but I'm really confused why he's trying to compare. Might be his worst one. I think his worst ones is going over character dreams. Luffy's. I think his worst one is Luffy's. When he went over character dreams. When he said that Luffy was trying to be Roger. Which is not true. Of course, second worst might be the Zoro's sexist parts. It might be that one. I say it might be that one since that one's actually based on some sort of context, while he completely doesn't understand the context here, while also trying to pull parallels to things that are not being parallels. So I guess maybe Luffy Dream section, Sanji returning to the crew, then Zoro's sexist part. That's how I'll rank it. Oh, and Doflamingo, Viola's relationship. That one's fourth. He's just not good at characters. He's just not good at characters. I mean, he's not good at understanding characters, in which case, maybe. Yeah, understanding them. I say maybe. Maybe it's not understanding, but something. You know what? Maybe it is understanding. He has a hard time because he's trying to justify this with paralleling it. No, he's thinking he has to parallel it to the Ennis Lobby retrieval arc, which is both unnecessary and pretty skin deep, considering that they both have different paths, different reasons for leaving, and so on. So don't see, I don't see it. I don't see this as anything else instead of him not understanding the story or the characters.
Attempting to redo a character arc without taking into context what the story has already accomplished.
What did he say?
Which makes his refusal to believe or trust them seem like bullshit. Attempting to redo a character arc without.
Yeah, all right. If this was a tapping stream, which I don't think we're ever gonna do a tapping stream, I would really tap here because he just said redoing, which is so disrespectful. Oh yeah, this is redoing, all right. It's not like it's a different character, different backstory, different motive, different antagonists. Come on, dog. Yeah, just me and Spice talking to Dead Rex about the video.
Or trust them seem like bullshit. Attempting to redo a character arc without taking into context what the story has already accomplished is not a good thing to do as a writer. I really wish Oda hadn't copied Robin's flashback and moments into Sanji's here.
Oh, he did not copy. Freaking what's the Chopper's backstory is that by birth no one liked him, and when he gained his devil fruits, the humans didn't like him. It was when Herlook decided to be a good dad, as they say, to Chopper, is when he started to enjoy himself. With Frankie, his parents left him. They were pirates, and whatever reason, Tom picked him up. Some sort of brotherly relationship with Iceberg. With Luffy, he was... No, actually, Luffy had it pretty well out of everyone. With Usopp, his mother died. No one... I don't know about no one, but his mother died, his father left, so his father couldn't see his mother. Yeah, so... Usopp probably had it second. No, he definitely had it second worst. At least he only had one parent still alive. Actually, he has two sets of parents if you think about it. Nevertheless, I can make comparisons like that, Dritz. And this is not a copy or like redoing a character arc. Especially if you look at it like that, which apparently you are. So if you're gonna look at it like that, you gotta look at what's different instead of trying to make it a beat for beats redo, which apparently he doesn't think it's possible. What does he think? Okay, even if it's a redo, he's doing it with a different character, so you can't just say they're trying to do the same thing. So much of the story is so different from what Enies Lobby was doing that I'm really confused why he thinks it's just a redo. Trying to rationalize. What's the point when someone has this type of idea? I swear. Wow, I really pressed back.
Seem like bullshit. Attempting to redo a character arc without taking into context what the story has already accomplished is not a good thing to do as a writer. I really, really wish Oda hadn't copied Robin's flashback and moments into Sanji's here, because it was always going to run the risk of being looked at in a lesser light because it inherently draws comparisons.
You know what's comparable? Most every other character? Actually, yeah, most every other character flashback. Except for, well, I was about to say Nolan, and that's not even close to comparable, but yeah, pretty much every other flashback. Kiro's, Doflamingo for a moment. Okay, maybe not Doflamingo. Kiro's, let's see here. I'm trying to think of other people, but like I said, most characters. How much longer on Sanji? 26 minutes? At any rate, they have similar backstories. So what? They're not trying to be the same. Just because it's similar. Why do people think? What? Where was I? Someone came into the room. Right. Just because they're similar, why would they have to draw parallels? Is what I'm saying. Because this is pretty skin deep thinking you have to draw parallels like this. Like this, specifically. It's fine drawing parallels, but you gotta understand. Similarities doesn't mean you should draw parallels to each similar part. There might be some overlap. Just understand, there might be some overlap. Especially how implausible the similarities are. I mean, inconsistent. Dissimilar the parallels are. Yeah, how dissimilar the parallels are.
Redoing it in a lesser light because it inherently draws comparisons. Redoing an element of one of the most liked flashbacks in the story makes it feel cheap if you can't hit the same emotional chords.
Could they redo it and do it better? Because some people would say this here with Whole Cake would be a better quote-unquote redo than what was done in Ennie's Lobby. I mean, it's always possible, but hey, this is not a redo. I'm just saying. Oh boy. I am just scared on what's next. Also, how do you know it is the most liked? Yeah, how does he know? Well, of course, saying it's the best is kind of an opinion piece. By proxy of using the word the best, but considering how biased he is, I'm pretty sure him saying the best is a unanimous term for everyone else to think. Even though this is not a remake, this is Sanji's. They may be similar, but come on! How do people think like this? Haven't they read any other story? This is like part 5 people saying parallels and fate and stuff. Actually, it's kind of the inverse, where people are looking too much into something that's not there, rather than looking too much into stuff that it's not there. Okay, maybe they are more similar than I thought. Jeez.
Because it was always going to run the risk of being looked at in a lesser light because it inherently draws comparisons. Redoing an element of one of the most liked flashbacks in the story makes it feel cheap if you can't hit the same emotional chords. And because the writing behind these circumstances and things leading up to it aren't good, the same emotional chords are not hit. I Want to Live, Take Me Out to the Sea with You hits a lot harder than I Want to Go Back to the Sunny.
I have a challenge for all of
He does not understand these characters. No. Not only does he not understand these characters, he was confused on Sanji's character since he said that he had
of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and
should really just put ad blocker on, but nah. He said something about
to Sanji's here because it was always going to run the risk of being looked at in a less
parallels, because he had to draw parallels to Robin's flashback because they're quote unquote a redo or reusing a character arc. You know what? For the sake of an argument, maybe they are redoing a character arc, but why should they be the same? Why should you think that, oh, they're trying to do the same with this redo of an arc? Couldn't it just be like a Sanji version of a rescue arc, huh? But apparently we have to compare it to Robin's instead of it being Sanji's version. Like with I don't want to use Star Wars, but yeah, I'm not gonna use Star Wars. But you know,
like movies is Formula.
Oh, hello. Oh, you're back. You're here, Avery.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the. You have seen the video up until 40 minutes in, right?
Yeah, I watched like first hour and a half.
All right. Yeah. We're just on the part where Dritz says that he's well. I don't want to say he says you have to, but
I think I finished at pudding tech. So it's almost there. So yeah, I understand what you're talking about. He compared like it's to Ennis Lobby arc, like.
Yeah, that. Yes, you're on the money. I'm just saying it could just be a different version of a rescue art instead of it just being a parallel.
Lesser light because it inherently draws comparisons. Redoing
this similar in quotation. Well, it is a little similar, but just the last part with Reiju is what he's comparing. Which I can do for like a hero look to someone like hero look to someone like Tom. No, not like Tom.
I think it's like Alabasta and Dressrosa, like similar concepts, but like a different experience.
Oh, that's a damn good point. Well, he already did. He didn't do. Don't really know how he feels about Alabasta per se, but why didn't he bring up parallels in Dressrosa if he's doing parallels now?
Maybe he mentions it, but he didn't like spend time talking about that.
He didn't even use the word parallels. In fact, he didn't even draw similarities to any other arc, except princesses being overused in the New Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dressrosa is what would happen if Crocodile won. Maybe. I'm not sure if he wants to rule over Alabasta, but I'm certain he just wants to.
Yeah, he wanted. First of all, he wanted Pluton, but when he realized that it's not there, he thought, well, I'm still will be the ruler of Alabasta, so world government will cooperate with me. That's what he said.
Did he even bring up the similarities to Alabasta and Dressrosa? No, he did not.
I hardly remember.
He didn't. I'm certain. I rewatched it like twice, and I'm certain he didn't say anything about Alabasta.
Damn, twice.
No, he did.
Hardcore.
Well, he did bring up Vivi, but that's about it. So yeah, apparently you have to draw parallels now for some reason.
To be honest, in all One Piece arcs, you can draw parallels. Like Straw Hats arrive to an island. It's controlled by someone evil. I get into, find cooperate, uh, rebellion, something. Yeah, it's unnecessary, but Drist wants to say that pre-time skip was in everything better. It's a downfall of One Piece.
Yeah, like
Which I think is done.
Like Alex said, we should really get some sort of background on what he feels about the pre-time skip. If he's really, and I mean really confused on what these characters are doing in the post-time skip.
Yeah. He barely talked about pre-time skip in his first part. Like he he named all problems in pre-time skip, and it's like very short.
Did he? What? Could you,
Yeah.
Could you bring up an example of what he said bad about the pre-time skip?
He said that when Luffy fought Crocodile second time, that and the bubble of water dropped on him, it was like very convenient. I remember he talked about BS power-ups in his lobby.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's all
I
that
think
I
the
remember.
crocodile one was triggered, but I remember the.
No, I clearly remember he talked about that. That's for sure.
All right then. I remember the bullshit power-ups, but yeah, would still help if we get some sort of rundown.
In a lesser light because it inherently draws comparisons. Redoing an element of one of the most liked flashbacks in the story makes it feel cheap if you can't hit the same emotional chords. And because the writing behind these circumstances and things leading up to it aren't good, the same emotional chords are not hit. I want to live, take me out to the sea with you hits a lot harder than I want to go back to the sunny.
You see, you use a droopy voice because it's a bad scene. Come on, Trace. You don't understand anything about Sanji, and apparently Zoro either. With that.
He's a Zoro fan. Never forget that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Zoro. Yeah, Zoro fans are just different breed.
I mean, he just straight up said Zoro was a sexist in Punk Hazard, so I don't know. I don't know if he can call himself a fan or something.
But it's post time skip Zoro, like, and also Jewish is sexist too. So maybe it's for him how you say relatable.
Oh, relatable. Wait, he said Dressrosa is the best post time skip arc. He did say that, so
Like,
it should be bad.
Like legit, Driss, when he talks about women in his One Piece women in Downfall of One Piece, he always like, they're just here for boobs, no character. it's something similar to what Zoro did in Pan Hazard. So maybe relatable. Really?
Relatable question mark.
Uh,
So
and
it should be bad
and
because of the Alabasta comparisons. No, it's not the comparisons themselves. It's that, uh, well, first off, he didn't make any comparisons to Alabasta in the Dressrosa part. So there's that. But maybe he thinks Alabasta Dressrosa is good enough. So the comparisons are not as bad. Something.
are we trying to understand Wrist? It's an impossible task. So
Then what's the point of these videos? Especially giving his personal feelings on the stuff.
And I say all of that to tackle
I
one of
think
the biggest.
here late in the video, it will be like my favorite sentence that that Wrist will say about in this video. So we're waiting for someone.
No, you just said. I'm just waiting you to finish your conversation. Your sentence. Finish your sentence.
Ah, no, I said that when you'll continue the video, I think it will be soon. My favorite sentence from him about Sanji. I'll point it out.
Oh boy, it better be a saucy take, or at least an annoying
It's
sentence.
it's my opinion, so I pull out the shield.
And I say all of that to tackle one of the biggest issues with Sanji and Whole Cake Island, and Whole Cake Island in general.
Afternoon, son.
Okay, that was kind of an awkward sentence. I'm pretty sure he meant the arc, which I'm guessing he
Sorry.
means in Zoe and Whole Cake or something. Whatever.
Does video have a sound?
You don't hear it?
I don't.
Whole Cake Island.
Did you hear it? Because
No.
I played a little bit, and so I'm just making sure if you. Oh
No, I hear nothing.
Oh man. Hello, Michael. Just doing a A-list exists copy stream or whatever.
Which the copy of EFAP. So it's a full circle.
More like a full circle jerk. Ayo. I got bad comedy. All right, tell me if you can hear it now.
And Whole Cake Island in general. Biggest issues with Sanji and Whole Cake Island, and Whole Cake Island.
Okay, I guess you can't hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
Ah, dang it. Although this is not unexpected, since the last time we did this, someone had audio issues, which it might have been you. So whatever. I'll just.
It's only mine. It's only for me, or it's.
Meme Spice didn't say anything, so I'm guessing it's only you.
No, I'm confused. Why?
I'm just gonna post where we're at now and do what we did from last time, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I'm presuming you got something to say, Meme Spice.
You pulled out dynamics.
Whatever, I'll just play the video a little bit until he finishes typing. I'm gonna play now.
In general.
Afternoon, son. Hello?
What? Did you mute the screen share thing by accident? That's a good thing. Did you mute screen share or like anything over the Windows?
I'm on phone, so I don't know how I can mute Windows.
Well then, forget the Windows parts. You're good, Every?
Yeah.
Alright. Did you... Do you have something disabled in the settings?
I'm watching right now. I can't find anything.
In like the phone settings.
No.
Might be mobile Discord 6.
Turn on the video. Turn on the video for a second.
You do know that's gonna bring up my camera. I don't have a camera on this either. I'm sorry, but I guess you're gonna have to do this like you watched it on your end and we have to, pause at the same time.
I'll just look. It's okay.
Whatever. We rewinded back to 4:06 seconds. 40 minutes 6 seconds.
And I say all of that to tackle one of the biggest issues with
now I
Sanji and
hear.
Whole Cake Island.
Oh, now you hear it? That's groovy.
Yeah.
And Whole
Weird,
Cake Island in general.
Afternoon, son. Hello, brothers. Son, we're looking for the maniac.
Have you seen this man?
It's the maniac!
When you bring in context from the rest of the story and don't simply look at what happened with Sanji in a vacuum, things get a lot worse. The way in which
You're telling me we're looking at it in a vacuum? When you brought up that stuff before... Whatever.
Oda handles the drama around Sanji's conflict with the crew is an insult to everything he accomplished with Usopp during Water 7. There are a lot of parallels between Water 7 and Whole Cake. We've gone over a few just between Sanji and Robin. But there is also a great number of things that parallel Usopp as well. Usopp leaving the crew is the single greatest subplot Oda's ever written. It pushed and tested the crew at a level which
I really like it. You just don't say that, Dritz. You just don't say it's the best. Like that. I don't know how factual you want your stuff to be presented by or how much character you want to exude in your work, but still, saying something is the best is pretty sketchy. And yeah, also you, like Meme Spice said, you need proof to say that.
The reason I have two objective opinions. Like, I like it. It's boring. Got it. Like, there's nothing in between.
I like it, so it's one of the best, or I don't like it because I don't like it, therefore it's bad. Or the parallels are very bad, which means it's objectively bad or something like that.
which hadn't been seen prior.
Also, in this part, he started to bring up themes a lot more than previous, if I remember right.
To that
like
point.
starts off.
Did you just say themes?
Yeah, he brought up a lot of themes a lot of times.
In this video?
Yeah. Like, this betrays like the theme of the family, or like Sanji theme, like.
I only remember this guy saying theme once, and that was in Dressrosa.
Yeah, I always have a slight respect. After ILX, I have like every video that doesn't bring up themes is like on one point better as it could be.
He said it during
So
judges stuff. Really?
yeah, so Drizzt betrayed us all with that. That's unfortunate. Drizzt got worse. How can we live now?
It got a little bit better with the older faces, face flashes, face flash, whatever you want to call it. But if you say he's got
maybe
worse, then
yeah.
I'll just have to see for myself.
It pushed and tested the crew at a level which hadn't been seen prior to that point. They were on the verge of collapse. Usopp had his reasons for why he did what he did. The Mary was a cherished gift from Kaya that Usopp had taken care of since the crew first started. And unlike everyone else, prior to Water 7, Usopp was the only person in the crew who had seen the spirit of the Mary. He didn't know what it was at that point in time, but there's a deep significance to Usopp's connection to the Mary and why he was the one to see it. Usopp viewed the way that the Straw Hats were moving on from an injured and incapable thing like the Mary as a commentary towards himself. He's weak. He can't do the things that people like Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro can. If the Mary is replaceable, then that meant he was replaceable. And this is what led to the situation between Luffy and Usopp to escalate the way that it did. Luffy didn't handle the situation well. The way he acted helped push Usopp farther away, but the circumstances help you empathize with Usopp.
Well, I guess, but being the captain and all, the subordinates do have to follow their word to a T. Since it was his call to get a new ship, since, the ship is dying. Long neck Zoro? We've been having long neck Zoro. Haven't you seen the time skip arts? You see how neckified everyone was? Neckified? That's a word.
That it did. Luffy didn't handle the situation well. The way he acted helped push Usopp farther away, but the circumstances help you empathize with Usopp. It's part of the reason why a large portion of the Straw Hats were instantly ready to welcome him back with open arms after Enies Lobby. Usopp was family, and much like the audience, they just wanted him to come home, which is why
Don't do that. Well, he said much like the family, so not everyone, but he usually says everyone, or almost everyone. His wording here is pretty bad, is what I'm trying to say.
Zoro did in Water 7 is one of the best moments in the entire series.
One of the best? What? Third time.
誰一人こっちから迎えに行くことは俺が許さん。なんで？間違ってもお前が下手に出るんじゃねえ、ルフィ。
You don't have to show the entire dog. Alright, but this is much better. Get that shit out of here.
At the end of the day, Usopp crossed the line. It didn't matter that Usopp had snuck along as Soke King to help bring back Robin and Enies Lobby. It didn't matter how clutch he was when he sniped away from atop the Tower of Justice, or what his amazing speech to Luffy was like at the climax of the Lucci fight. Usopp having his own reasons and us understanding them didn't mean shit. He was wrong for what he did.
What? I mean, I guess, but being emotional about something that you care about doesn't mean you're wrong. Especially when he was having doubts about him. I guess it is wrong because the crew, the Straw Hats wouldn't do that to Usopp, but his insecurities aren't unjustified, at least to him. So it's a little shallow saying he's wrong. What the hell's happening?
As Soke King to help bring back Robin and his lobby.
Wait, hold up. If Usopp's wrong, then what's wrong with what Luffy said to Usopp if he's wrong? Is Luffy being right in the wrong way or something? Or whatever.
It didn't matter how clutch he was when he sniped away from the Lucci fight. Usopp having his own reasons and us understanding them didn't mean shit. He was wrong for what he did. And Oda wasn't afraid to put Usopp in the wrong. He held him accountable for his actions. It's one of the best things that authors can do to their characters. It's through the process of trial and tribulation, through atonement, that forge you into a better person. That's why Usopp needed to beg to come back to the crew. He needed to apologize for his misdeeds, not only for himself to move on, but for the crew. Zoro was right. A crew that doesn't respect their captain can't survive. And this is what is so frustrating.
So why Robin didn't have to apologize? She did the same, like Sanji. She betrayed them to save them initially. Like, did she need to apologize for that? Like, also did a selfish thing. He thought only about himself. He fought Luffy to take out his ship. When Robin and Sanji, they had good intentions initially, and Robin did the same. She fought Straw Hats, and I don't remember if she apologized.
The difference is that what's the word? Robin was taken away, while Usopp willingly left the crew.
Yeah, but he compares it, but he compares it to Sanji.
Yes. Now here's the weird part. He's comparing both Robin and Sanji. I mean, Robin and Usopp to Sanji.
Yeah, but if he thinks that Sanji should have did the same as Usopp, so you need to bring up that Robin should did the same.
If he's trying to say that Sanji should apologize for what he's done, then wouldn't that contradict the parallels that may or may not exist that that Drizzt is trying to make, which is pretty dumb since he only referenced that Saul and Reiju said similar things about Sanji. So let's just I'll comment more on it when we get to a good spot in this point.
Frustrating about can't survive. And this is what is so frustrating about Sanji's situation. Somewhere between Water 7 and Whole Cake Island, the importance of character and continuity in storytelling was thrown out the window. This was something that was hotly contested and discussed for a long period of time as the arc went on. And there were
But you see, she didn't fight Luffy, so different. Oh, wait.
But she fought not Usopp, Soul King. I'm sorry. And
and Sanji.
Yeah, and Sanji. Yeah.
Frankie
Frankie. Yeah, and Frankie. Yeah, like she clutched him with them with hands.
Did he say his time skip was bad by accident? Really now? Did he say that?
And this is what is so frustrating about Sanji's situation. Somewhere between Water 7 and Whole Cake Island, the importance of character and continuity in storytelling was thrown out the window. This was something that was hotly contested and discussed for a long period of time as the arc went on, and there were 3 takes that were most commonly seen from people trying to defend the writing around Sanji.
He didn't say time skip, so... we have Thriller Bark after Water 7. That is true. What was different about Sanji there? We get to see that his dream was getting the clear glitter fruit to save a lot of people, nude girls. No, I mean, that he wants to use the fruit for justice and nude girls. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm not sure what point you're trying to make there. Could you elaborate a little bit more, Meme Spice? You don't know? Oh, you lost it. That's understandable.
And discussed for a long period of time as the arc went on, and there were 3 takes that were most commonly seen from people trying to defend the writing around Sanji. 1.
Wait a minute. What did Sanji do in Water 7 / Enies Lobby? Apart from saying that, what was it again? You said something to Sniper King. Did he? Or am I misremembering? I don't remember him saying anything big in Water 7. Did Sanji say something to Soga King? Like on the seed train or something? I just watched the dang thing. How do I not remember it? I might be misremembering, but if I'm remembering correctly, then Sanji really hasn't done anything per se. So, well, the point I'm bringing up here is that apparently we have to look at the parallels and compare and contrast Robin's rescue arc compared to Sanji's, and also have to understand how Usopp versus Luffy compares to to Sanji's rescue arc. So not only do we have to understand that Sanji changed somewhere between Water 7 to Whole Cake, but we also have to think about the parallels and comparing, contrasting not Nami's, Robin's rescue arc to Sanji's rescue arc, and Usopp leaving the crew to Sanji leaving the crew. So, yeah. Very fair. Very fair. Because apparently we can't compare Robin to Usopp, apparently.
Jamie, you remember what was 3-piece in first Drift video?
Progress, progression, and payoff? Wow, there's a lot of Nami's going to cover. What the hell is wrong with him? Oh, please don't tell me he's gonna bring up the Jinbei scene.
It was cool, so it's good.
Whatever. I think this is the most confusing Dritz has been with his points. Yes, I agree. because apparently we got to compare 3 things to 1 character. Very fair.
People argued that nothing Sanji did during the arc was wrong. He was just trying to protect his crew because he's such a kind person. 2. People said that Sanji was wrong, but he was compromised and couldn't think straight. He had no good choices. He doesn't need to apologize to anyone because Luffy understands that's what's important, so no harm, no foul, Sanji goated. And at number 3, Sanji kicked Luffy to stop him from telling Usopp to leave the crew in chapter 331.
What?
So if Sanji kicked Luffy there and it wasn't a problem, then it shouldn't be a problem here for Luffy now or anything related to the Usopp crew drama.
Who the hell is who's bringing point 3 up? This has nothing to... I'm gonna play that back. Why are people comparing stuff to the Priest time skip now? Well, specifically like this, because, you know, the parallels like Alabasta to Dressrosa stuff. But, hey, at least there's something there. Because they are a little bit similar, but, hey, it's a Sanji rescue arc. It has to be like Water 7. Especially to this degree. Well, specifically to this degree.
Goated. And at number 3, Sanji kicked Luffy to stop him from telling Usopp to leave the crew in chapter 331. So if Sanji kicked Luffy there and it wasn't a problem, then it shouldn't be a problem here for Luffy now or anything related to the Usopp crew drama. These defenses were, and always will be, shit. Sanji was one.
So you're telling me, well, at least for those 3, they have no grounds to stand on? Well, the third one is very dumb, so I'll give you that, but the other 2? Are you sure, Dritz? Well, let's hear what he has to say.
100% wrong. Always will be shit. Sanji was one.
Also, always will be. I mean, there's always a chance that you misread the story. Like with anything, there's always a possibility. Not to mention some sort of rewrites or like expanded knowledge in later arcs or something that you don't remember or misremembering. But yeah, let's just see what he explains.
Were and always will be shit. Sanji was 100% wrong. Just like how it didn't matter what the justifications were for Usopp, it doesn't matter for Sanji either. What happened, happened. This meeting between Luffy and Sanji is also not an apology. Just because things turn out okay, doesn't mean that this scene is something that it's not.
He's not apologizing. If anything, Usopp, if anything, Luffy's the one that should apologize because he's putting himself in danger where he's obviously putting himself in danger. I said Usopp. Well, I'm pretty sure I said Luffy in the correct... Whatever.
And Sanji kicking Luffy in Water 7 is a false equivalency. That was before Usopp officially left the crew, and the important distinction is that Luffy was the person who was about to make a huge mistake and be in the wrong. One of the things that's not talked about enough, that I alluded to, is the fact that Luffy handled the situation with Usopp poorly. He let his emotions get the better of him. Luffy was an amateur. He had never been in that situation before. You can even see in the way that Luffy tries to break the ice to Usopp about the Mary in the argument that there is blame on both sides. This is why...
How? Zoro said... Well, I was about to use the word verbatim, but... Whatever. Zoro said that whatever the captain says goes. So how is he in the wrong? Or something? It's unlocked again. Well, it happens when when it happens when Drits bring up points that are either illogical or brought out of nowhere. Like with the, do you really think is that far-fetched for them to be hallucinations? Because that had me rolling on the floor when I heard Trigger say that.
In some things, they're hallucinations, and in other things, they're ghosts.
They're not hallucination triggered. They've been called ghosts. Not to mention you can't hallucinate people you haven't met.
Sure. He had never been in that situation before. You can even see in the way that Luffy tries to break the ice to Usopp about the Mary in the argument that there is blame on both sides. This is why Luffy is the one who apologized after being kicked, and not even Zoro had a problem with it. Everyone was involved in the situation. Sanji was heated in the moment, but he wasn't overstepping his bounds. Usopp...
No, it was just Sanji trying to make sure Luffy doesn't say anything he would regret. Because, yes, he was about to say something he didn't regret, but it is the truth. It is the what's the word? The job as captain to lead the crew, and if someone disobeys, they can't be a part of the crew. So if 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 Usopp is in the wrong, then how is Luffy in the wrong as well? I don't.
Drist really oversimplifies things here. Like, there are two things. They're similar, but one is bad, one is good. Because one is different.
He mostly, not mostly, whatever. He usually oversimplifies or overcomplicates things, but most of the time, he just doesn't understand. That's what I say.
You can do both.
Could you say that again?
I said you can do both.
No, I meant he overcomplicates.
Yeah, I understood.
He simplifies, but he mostly doesn't understand.
Yeah. I got it.
Sanji was heated in the moment, but he wasn't overstepping his bounds. Usopp then went over the line, changing everything. Now, if Sanji had kicked Luffy, mocked his dream, made fun of him, then proceeded to beat the shit out of him to the point of being bloody and unconscious, then we'd have a different situation.
What? Were you? Ooh. What? First off, it should be the other way around. Luffy should be the one saying, "You're not good enough. You shouldn't be doing the things you're doing." And something, say you're sorry, or whatever the hell you just said, because that took me so far back. I don't even know where to come back from that. Where did this come from? He really doesn't understand the scene. The point being, the point of this scene is that Luffy is putting himself in danger, and Sanji's doing the best he can. I already explained this. Why do I have to explain this again?
Over the line, changing everything. Now, if Sanji had kicked Luffy, mocked his dream, made fun of him, then proceeded to beat the shit out of him to the point of being bloody and unconscious, then we'd have a different situation in our hands.
It's not even
Sprouts Farmers Market. Great prices on the freshest produce and so much more.
Like Usopp, because apparently it can't just be Robin. It has to be Robin and Usopp, because apparently it's a... Well, he didn't say it, but it's paralleling both Robin and... Actually, maybe he's gonna bring up more parallels to Water 7
Speaking
and Tony's
of,
Lobby,
there's only so much.
which is most likely. All in all, this is well, like I said before, he did not get the entire point of that scene.
Can I ask you? Why won't you install? Why won't you install AdBlock?
Yeah, I should really put this on put this. I'm doing this over private browsing for some reason. It doesn't work in private browsing, so I should really put this in. But nevertheless, if anything, Luffy is overstepping. Luffy is overstepping over the line. Whatever. If anything, Luffy is overstepping the line. All caps. It ain't the same. All caps. So it being different from Usopp is bad? You see, it being different from Usopp is bad because it's supposed to be like Usopp, but it's also supposed to be like Robin past. So what I'm getting here is the Usopp. First off, this was not a fight. Well, I was about to say Sanji versus Luffy. Well, actually, I was about to say Usopp versus Luffy, but I meant to say Sanji versus Luffy. The Sanji versus Luffy was not a fight. It was a beatdown. Second off, this is nothing. And I mean nothing. If anything, it's the inverse of the Usopp versus Luffy. I was about to say Sanji there again. Usopp versus Luffy fight. Because, like he said, Usopp was in the wrong. And since he's trying to make Sanji have Sanji in the similar position as Usopp, then Luffy should be the one calling Sanji's dream shit ass, or not wanting him back on the crew, or saying if he doesn't like what he's doing with his decisions, then so on and so forth. So yeah, he does not understand Sanji's character in that moment, or why. Hell, he doesn't. He's also a little confused on the Sanji versus Usopp drama. So there's also that. Yeah, he doesn't get this manga. The more I hear him talk, the more I'm trying to understand why he even likes this dang thing. No. I'm guessing he's trying to up the ante with One Piece. Like, it's so good now, and it'll be even better later on. I think this is what is happening. He has such high standards for One Piece that when something deviates from his perspective of quality, he has to rationalize it as best he can, rather than it just being, worse in some aspects or not to his liking anymore. Because he's trying to justify so hard on what Sanji's trying to do, while also he's trying to justify what Sanji's doing by drawing parallels, or is he drawing parallels because of the pre-time skip, the post-time skip similarity type thing? I don't know which comes first, but all in all, he's trying too hard to understand this. Man, I stink.
Then went over the line, changing everything. Now, if Sanji had kicked Luffy, mocked his dream, made fun of him, then proceeded to beat the shit out of him to the point of being bloody and unconscious, then we'd have a different situation in our hands. Speaking of, there's only so much blame that can be placed into Sanji's character until you inevitably have to bring Luffy into the discussion.
Luffy did wrong by Sanji's accounts. So well, let's hope he doesn't fumble the bag here.
Inevitably have to bring Luffy into the discussion. It's Luffy who exonerates Sanji from any and all accountability. Luffy hits Sanji.
Never mind. I'm not sure what I expected, but I really hope he somehow makes a logical point, not a good point, a logical point with the Luffy part of this conversation. Dialogue. I say conversation.
Exonerate Sanji from any and all accountability. Luffy hits Sanji for not being honest with him, but Luffy himself doesn't say or even think that what Sanji did was wrong. He reaffirms all of his actions, and because Luffy does this...
No, how did you get that context from this sentence? God!
Sanji never has to come to grips with the error of his ways. Luffy acts in a manner that says it's okay for Sanji or anyone to do what he did.
He did the same thing to Robin, but it's not like Robin. It's like Usopp, but it's not like Robin because the parallels are bad. But it's not like Usopp because this is the part where he said was like Robin's "I Want to Live" section. But it's not like Robin because Luffy should have been on Sanji for... No. This happens when you're trying to compare two different things to something completely different. Well, something very different, not completely different. This just makes me... This is horrible. Dritz, you're bad at this. You're disgustingly bad. You're almost as bad as Triggered Senpai. At least with Triggered... No, at least with Dritz, he's not lying, but... Jesus.
No, I'd call that. Can you say, like, if you misremember a lot of things and you say, like, you know for sure, doesn't it count as lying?
No, it just counts as misremembering. You're being stubborn, but it's not exactly a lie.
Also, like, my last point before I'll go, Nami, like, was like part of crew before Arlong arc, and she betrayed Luffy. Like, so technically, she should have apologized too. Like, yes, she saved Usopp, a lot of things, but she was wrong. It was an awful arc. The end.
You're damn right. Why aren't we comparing Usopp to Nami in that section of the story? Because it's not similar enough? Well, you're comparing here, and they're not even... Well, this is a little bit similar to Enies Lobby, let alone to whatever Usopp is doing, but the point I'm saying is, just because it's some kind of similar, it's just kind of similar. It's not some... You don't have to put these type of parallels to each other. There's no parallel.
But later he will say, like, he will compare, like, all princess rescue arcs and compare, like, it to Sanji. Like, what I call, like, of all of them, Sanji is the worst.
He did not say that.
Yeah. Also, okay, I'll go. So, some spoiler.
No.
Can I spoil?
We'll
No?
get there when we get there. No spoilers, please.
Okay, I'll write it in chat and mark it with spoiler tag. So.
All right, that's fine.
You should like be near it by now.
All right.
Okay. Good stream. Good luck. And be strong.
I hear that. No, he lied. Tashigi and Punk Hazard. Oh, she had to be thrown from the smoke because it was. Alright, yeah. I want to say he did lie there, but this could easily be construed as misreading the story. I don't know if that's better or worse, considering how blatantly, how easy how easy to understand. How I don't. You know what? I want to say he misread it, but it's completely fair to say that he lied in that situation. I'm not. Okay, he didn't properly. I almost read what Million said. Uh, I can say that he didn't read it, but it's completely fair to say that he lied in that situation. I can understand that. I. Uh, it can go both ways, either way, which is, which might be even worse. Okay, I'll definitely say he lied if he actually, did reread the post time pre actually both post and pre time skip, because he's bringing up pre time skip here. So if he lied about rereading it, then actually that brings up another huge conversation if he lied about rereading the story, but you know what I meant. If he did another lie, is another thing that I think is a lie. This man is horrible. I'm serious about the trigger thing. Maybe they are similar. Maybe they're even the same, but Jesus, he does not know what he's reading. This well, I already said I already did a tap, but I guess this would have been my second tap. Freaking moron. Already said he was a moron, but geez, stuff like this really makes me want to say something worse. Or more exaggerative, I should say.
Grips with the error of his ways. Luffy acts in a manner that says it's okay for Sanji or anyone to do what he did. And that's because Luffy will not and does not care about his role as a captain in the story.
Sorta. He's not really a captain. He's more like a best friend. Is more of a best friend, really. For the sake of the pirate crew, he has to act more like a captain. With Vivi in Drum Kingdom, and well, it's more like for Momonosuke, so never mind. But yeah, he has more mature. Well, this scene as well as the stuff in Drum Kingdom. More moments to show that Luffy needs to mature as a leader. But yeah, I would say he doesn't really care about being a captain per se, rather than just being, getting more friends and going on adventures. So that has some merits.
Luffy will not and does not care about his role as a captain in the story.
But does not. No, he still cares about being captain. He likes being in charge. He really wants to be in charge about stuff. About the being free, since pirates are very free. And since pirates are free, then being pirate captain means you're the most free of the pirates. And being king of the pirates means you're the most free pirates. Therefore, the most free. It's a simple line of logic.
Which goes against the entire Usopp subplot. Luffy and Sanji both agreed with Zoro about how a crew should function, and they both went through to the end with how they agreed that they should act with Usopp, to the point of being willing to sail away and leave Usopp stranded on Water 7 alone, to prove what disrespecting your captain and leaving the crew means. I know it's easy to say, oh well, it's just Luffy being Luffy, but that is not a good enough excuse in the situation. We aren't playing pirate games here. This is serious. Do you care about the story?
I mean, when he says that, he means people can't just do what they want, otherwise the team, the pirate crew would get killed. I think that was it. Do you care, Dritz? Yes, he does care. I'm pretty sure he does care, Meme Spice. He just doesn't understand.
Do you care about its messaging? Because you should. Oda completely ignores what he's done with his own character writing. He makes it so that no character learned from the past and move forward with it. Luffy is in the wrong in forgiving Sanji in the way that he did.
Why are you comparing Usopp to Sanji when they have two different characters? Not to mention motives. I already brought it up that the comparison here is very bad. But I just wanted to add that.
I've noticed that this happens a lot with newer fans whenever they reach Whole Cake. And it happened a lot during the arc itself. You would hear people say, if Zoro was there, he would have blank.
Actually, if Zoro was there... Damn, did it just prove Drit's right? Oh well.
If Zoro was there, he would have blank. It's not a coincidence that this is brought up, and it's not wrong either. Zoro would have been pissed at what happened on both sides.
Oh, that? No. He would be annoyed that he would be doing this, he would be killing himself like this. But he'd understand. But you don't understand the story. So you don't understand what the hell you're talking about.
And this has nothing to do with any bullshit Zoro versus Sanji agenda. Surely, I've ripped on both of these characters enough to avoid that cancer. Those guys are friends. They hold each other to higher standards. Past the thorny exterior, Zoro was concerned for Sanji after learning what happened in Zou. And given their relationship, had Zoro been there, he probably would have reacted more harsh than he had ever been in the story. Sanji would have essentially betrayed their friendship, the silent agreement between them, that moment in Thriller Bark, and what they mean to Luffy.
Silent agreement? What do you mean silent agreements? Everyone in the crew cares about Luffy. And the crew. Oh, you mean Zoro was sacrificing himself for the crew, and then Sanji came in sacrificing himself for Zoro. Yeah, alright. Well, this is not the first time that this happened. Ever in the story, really. So,
Ever been in the story.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sanji would have essentially betrayed their friendship, the silent agreement between them, that moment in Thriller Bark, and what they mean to Luffy.
Dreams didn't make us king. Then again, you could also say that this is Sanji trying to save one of Luffy's friends, so you could say that.
And it goes deeper than that, because it'd be worse for how Zoro would have reacted to Luffy. Luffy allowing Sanji to disrespect him, only to follow through on making the mistake that Zoro prevented him from making with Usopp, would have been an issue without a doubt. This wouldn't have been something that was ignored. You'd have to be completely ignorant to think otherwise. Zoro wasn't.
Dritz, you're comparing two different plots to one plot haphazardly. Come on, dog.
You'd have to be completely ignorant to think otherwise. Zoro wasn't lying when he said that he'd be the first one to leave next time if Luffy fumbled again. Shit's got nothing to do with agenda. Nothing. But you can only go so far with hypotheticals. The fact of the matter is that Zoro wasn't in Whole Cake, and word of it never spread around. But there was a character present in the arc that played the role of Zoro. At first.
What?
It's the one character that people like to ignore when talking about the Luffy and Sanji drama, and that's Nami. Nami is the one that held Sanji accountable for his actions after Sanji beat Luffy. Nami was within her right when she slapped Sanji. Nami also knew, prior to coming to Whole Cake, that Sanji had his reasons for doing what he did. She was the person arguing with Zoro about making light of other people's issues. Nami was correct when she told Luffy that it didn't matter what Sanji's reasons were for hitting him. He's wrong. I think it's understated how loyal Nami is to Luffy. When Nami slaps Sanji...
You mean understated? What do you mean understated? Everything after here will be construed into Dritz's agenda, so I'll say what I can here, but just so you know, viewing audience, he's wrong.
Sanji. She slaps him for Luffy and because of the betrayal. She's angry at the lengths he went to in order to prove his point against Luffy. After
No, he's angry that he has to fight his captain. Because Luffy understands how much trouble Sanji's in, and these two were trying to help him, but Sanji was trying to help them. It's a clash of wants, and these two were just trying to be the better man in this scenario. Also, my battery on the phone is low. I'll fix it later.
After Sanji leaves and the weather on the island gets bad, the enraged army is on its way, Nami is the one who begs Luffy to move to safety to avoid unnecessary damage. But something people don't talk about is how Nami, the perpetual scaredy cat, stays with Luffy. She sticks by her.
Usopp stays with Luffy. Both of them stayed with Luffy that one time. Both of them fought people significantly stronger than each other. This is not anything unique, but it is commendable. So I don't know where you're pulling this from, Dritz. This is not that special.
Nami, the perpetual scaredy cat, stays with Luffy. She sticks by her captain, through thick and thin, to the bitter end. At the point in time that Nami and Luffy were fighting the enraged army, it's a life or death situation. They have no reason to believe that the main goal is for them to be captured. Yet Nami's there, by Luffy's side, ready to die. This is one of the realest things in the story.
This happens with literally everyone in the show. Oh, that's pretty nice uses of word bubbles. Everything the crew has done. They even say that they would give their life for Luffy, so it's good. But it's not that good, dog. Come on.
After Sanji rejoins the crew, Nami tells Sanji that she'll never forgive him, and there's a gag centered around it. And people like to believe that this entire concept is all just for laughs, but that's wrong. Nami, at this point in time, still believes that what Sanji did is a fucking issue. Nami says,
Still an issue because, well, he beat up Luffy, and he refused their help. So she's still angry at this conflict. That's what's happening, not whatever the hell you're gonna say.
This is not the time and place to resolve the conflict. She knows and understands that these things need to wait until later because the crew is in danger. There is a real possibility of consequences if infighting happens. It's best to get to safety first. There's no way you can argue that this is all just a joke. This is a writing prompt.
It was funny. This wasn't... Just because it was funny doesn't mean she doesn't mean it. Oh, this guy's a moron. He doesn't understand comedy at all.
Argue that this is all just a joke. This is a writing promise built into the conflict to get a true resolution.
And that was a funny moment inside the conflict because of Sanjay's character and him liking Nami.
At this point in time, there was room for Oda to do a complete follow-through of the crew drama. The fact that Sanji didn't apologize, that he hit Luffy, that he went overboard, and even the fact that Luffy forgave Sanji. This all...
That's not what he meant by... Like I said, I don't know how you got... I'm not even gonna try to retread my point. I meant what I meant there, and I really don't want to think any further on his bullshit.
would have been okay, because Nami seemed like she was going to be the character that would reinforce what we saw in Water 7. This all could have gone somewhere.
Oliver?
Cousin Evie.
My mom always wanted to take me to England.
There's a wedding coming up. You should come.
It's been very gross. I really can't understate this. This is such a bad video.
But Jesus Christ. Oda completely drops the...
Get it? Because his name's Jesus Burgess, so...
ball. Nami's issue with Sanji is never touched on again for the rest of the arc, nor is it touched upon ever. Not even in a...
You don't want me to say this, but you know I'm going to say this, Dritz. When Sanji enters the boat, you get to see the crew hug each other. And Sanji and Nami get a little moment with big puppy eyes, doll eyes, and well, Sanji being Sanji, getting a little aroused at the moment. So yeah, that was the resolution. Also, the entire point of the Big Mom assassination, that was also some part of the resolution. But whatever. Also, oh yeah, the stuff that everyone said about it getting a nosedive in quality. Yeah, he wasn't wrong. That was a big nosedive. Also, the parallels remind me that video whatever is talking about why Water 7 is overrated. The overrated PEEvisited video that we were doing. I'm talking about something in the Discord, which you may or may not want to join, which I may or may not put in the description. Water 7 and Skypea parallel. I should really stop reading in the middle of these videos. Whatever.
A gag. The crew drama really drops the ball. Nami's issue with Sanji is never touched on again for the rest of the arc, nor is it touched upon ever. Not even in a gag. The crew drama is forever dropped in an arc where one of the messages is supposed to be that Sanji being a failure is a good thing. All of the good-natured people around Sanji act as if he's fucking perfect.
What? No, he was just... He was a failure to judge. That's it. I don't... Not to mention what Sora's doing here is just big up in the scared boy Sanji. I mean, he is a nice character, but you're taking the wording here very literally.
But he's not. And that's not a bad thing. Sanji being wrong isn't a bad thing. It's okay for your good characters to make bad choices. That's what Usopp did. And he came out at his peak by the end of Water 7.
I mean, it was good, but I don't know about peak. I would say something better with something. A better thing that happened to Usopp is him finally gaining confidence, or something like that. A truly confident and brave Usopp, at least where he thinks he's brave. Peak in all caps, says Mean Spice. Yes, very peak. But hey, that's what I think. Usopp thinking he truly is brave would be a better moment.
And something that added a layer to the crew drama in Water 7 is that Usopp spent a lot of time in Enies lobby with Zoro. The same guy who would then go on to argue for Usopp not being allowed back into the crew without consequence. And did you guys ever notice that when Usopp finally apologizes, Zoro has one of the most important reactions? Zoro,
why would... Well, let's hear it.
Arguably more than anyone, wanted his faith in Usopp to be rewarded. He wanted to believe, but not enough to ignore the principles that the crew had established for how they should operate. The same should have been the case with Luffy, and that should have been the case with Sanji, Nami, and Whole Cake. They deserved to hash out their issues.
Why would it matter that much to Nami? I mean, she was there, yes, but everyone else would... Zoro would also have that sort of notion. So, I wouldn't say Nami wouldn't be the only one to feel this sort of way, but... whatever.
Right. The same should have been the case with Luffy, and that should have been the case with Sanji, Nami, and Whole Cake.
Something similar, maybe, in this narrative you're trying to push, which is not even what happened in the story.
They deserved to hash out their issues. They deserved to spend time together. Nami deserved to have the spotlight in keeping the crew together. Sanji...
Damn, I didn't even have notifications on because I'm streaming, but where the hell did you two come from? You three come from. Well, you two, since I guess Every left. Whatever, I'm not gonna read all your conversations.
Sanji deserved redemption. Sanji should have risen and shone above all of his flaws to come out on the other side as a better man, having conquered his demons. It could have been the single best character writing Oda's done since the pre-time skip. He had everything set up, the drama, the conflict, the desperation, everything.
No. He may have dropped the ball there, but the drama and intention was achieved. Don't you remember what you said, Dritz? Here, I'll bring it up for you, since you even forget your own stupid arguments.
Not being ideal, I'm going to give this scene props. Oda's intent from this was to cause drama, emotion, and conflict. And that's exactly what it does. It's
I don't know what you're trying to say, Dritz. The intentions were there. Many people think he succeeded, so where is it? I really hate this man. I cannot understand how someone can operate like this. Under his false narratives, his straight up lying, not understanding the character, or pretty much the story past the pre-time skip, and a little bit of the post-time skip. No, I mean the other way around. Understand the post-time skip and a little bit from the pre-time skip that we've seen. I wouldn't call him despicable, but he is an idiot. Completely and truly an idiot.
Nami.
We all hate him. Well, that's fair. Not on a personal level, but I really hate this content.
Was within her right when she slapped Sanji. Nami also knew prior to coming to Whole Cake that bad.
Skip.
After Sanji
I pulled it far too back.
Of the Kopan is a good thing for Water 7. And you know, a lot of time to argue for Usopp that when Zoro, he wanted to the other side as a better man, having conquered his demons. It could have been the single best character writing Oda's done since the pre-time skip. He had everything set up, the drama, the conflict, the desperation, everything. He had it all lined up to hit a home run, and he walked away from the plate, went home, and played Fortnite instead. And we get this slop fed to us. Sanji is a Fortnite instead. And we get this slop.
Yo, there's bacon in there. Yo, I hope they got that isn't bacon. Because, you know, cannibalism in the woods. Maybe that's some sort of plankton. It's just an observation.
Away from the plate, went home, and played Fortnite instead. And we get this slop fed to us. Sanji is a worse character because Oda refused to hold him to the same standards as Usopp. Luffy is a worse captain because he didn't learn anything from Water 7. And Nami, Jesus, Nami is shit on. Her loyalty, nothing. Her status in the story, nothing. The potential for this writing, gone. This is the only serious crew-related plot point in the entire time skip, and it's one of the...
Whoa. Are you serious? What about Jinbei and having to work with Big Mom and well, whatever he did to Jinbei? What about that? Isn't that serious? Sure, you care about her drits. Yeah, also, you care about her drits. Not like you've been disrespecting her. Well, to be fair, she doesn't understand the story or the character, so what can I say? From all your sexist remarks, we can tell. Yeah, I guess. Just bumming it up.
This is the only serious crew-related plot point in the entire time skip, and it's one of the worst things Oda's ever done. It's unspeakably bad. How anyone can spin this into a positive is beyond me. Make no mistake, folks, this is awful writing. In no way, shape, or form should this receive a pass.
You just gave it a pass, you fucking dumbass. You moron. You have several, what's the right word to use is? People that like you, so they'll give passes to your artwork. Shut up! You gave it a pass right then and there. But now you shouldn't give it a pass. And what happened to the Robin stuff? You were saying there were parallels to Robin. So you're both forgetful, lying, and dumb? I think this was my first fuck you. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, this is definitely his worst take. His worst point? Whatever. At the very least, his worst video. I'm saying it right now, and we're not even halfway through. This is his worst video. I dread what he's... No, I can't understate this. I dread what he has to say with Katakuri if this is... It might be better in some cases, but I truly want the Katakuri section of the video to at least be somewhat bad and not horrible. Is it the moment of this video? It's not even over. There could be another the moment. like 1/4 of the way there. This man been spinning agendas, spinning parallels that are not there, straight up lying and not remembering what the hell happened. This is the worst Ritz has been so far. I'm gonna get a drink because, well, I'm pretty sure you all know why. Oh wait, I just remembered a good thing I could bring up.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Yeah, that's it. Freaking. Baby, I'm back. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of want to take a break. You guys want to talk about, oh wait, 2 of them left. Whatever. These guys want to talk about, good costumes for the Straw Hats? Like from the first A-list Part 1 stream. Movie costumes? You know what? Let's go with just the movie costumes. Best movie costumes. Which is, let's go with just the 3 movies, not including Film Red. It'll just be a little break. Movie costumes, any costumes really, but I don't know if I want to leave it to just the 3 movie costumes or like all, because whatever. It's not like we don't have any time, and it's not like we got anything better to do, but but for now, just the 3 latest movie costumes. I just don't want to talk about this video right now. I mean, this video is perfectly fine, and I just want to parallel ALX, yes. Brooke in a black suit do something for me. Brooke always look good in black. Ooh, you got the white jaguar spotted coats. That's a sentence. It's been pretty. It's good. I'll just say it's good. Look, got the big ass cannon on the back. Look at it, man. The Stampede design is interesting. It's got the backpack, but he's also got like a child giant's helmet strapped to his backside. I don't know why, but it's kind of cool. Luffy in gold is just 10 out of 10. You're not wrong. I'm just saying. What in a literal floating casino, they obviously look top dollar. Man went to California and Florida at the same time. No, he looks like he even owns his own casino with that style. That style. I mean, it looks cool, but what's going on with that leopard there? Why is he eating that gold arm? Blue beanie Usopp? That's pretty good, Usopp. Usopp and its bitches. What's it called again? The Kingpin. The dual Kingpins. Kingpin Usopp. Ooh. And they got gold variations on their suits. That's pretty cool. I forgot about that. Yeah, whatever. The little, I like what they're doing with Frankie, with the frills on the collar. Like a frilly collar. Frankie needs to wear more suits, I'm just saying. Or maybe have like a frilly tank top or crop top. Yeah, Frankie on a crop top? That's an interesting image. And a little bow on Nami's dress. That's pretty neat. Pretty neat. This iconic flash mob. Frankie's wearing pants, so it's obviously bad. Also, Chopper needs to being his human point, his heavy point in some of these outfits. Oda or whoever's doing us a disservice for not seeing heavy points in suits. Film rant also got drip. Of I just well, after reading into One Piece more, seeing Zoro with his attire just makes me think of King. So that's interesting. Apart from the ascot, he's a more civilized, swashbuckling buccaneer. Should have made a costume for a little chopper. What do you mean a little chopper? He's primarily been in his brain points. Oh, he changed up his design in the movie? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe we need more Zoro in his suits. More suited Zoro. Yeah, suited Zoro. Little chain around the midsection. Actually, it's kind of similar to the other one, except that's a bigger chain. I didn't think I would like that much. Pretty cool. Understandable. Film Gold Zero designs. Yeah, whatever. All right, that should be enough time. Although that's been primarily Film Golds. A little bit.
Oh, whatever. Use mine or whatnot. I don't care.
We didn't hear that. Imagine a heavy point chopper in this attire. That would have been very neat. Oh yeah, they're also re-airing Film Golds. I just remembered. I'm just saying we're taking a little break from the drits, if you heard. I mean, you didn't hear, but now you did hear. Usopp needs to wear more hats. That's all I'm gonna say. Actually, the crew needs to wear more hats. Except maybe Frankie, since he needs more. He needs more of that hair. guess that'll be it.
No, please don't.
Alright, we'll look at one more. Let's do... was it? I forget which beetle it's called, but the helmet gives... No, not the helmet, the entire... He's wearing samurai armor underneath the suits, which is a genius. I don't think I should have said that, but it's a complete genius. Shield. I think that might be the best suits. Usopp in that attire is probably the best. Probably the best. Okay, that's tiny. Alright. Being sidetracked long enough. Let's continue this. Whatever you call this. Jesus, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Awful writing. In no way, shape, or form should this receive a pass. That was a large tangent. We're going to continue with Sanji post returning to the crew and the plan to crash the wedding. A plan that is unnecessary. Everyone except for Sanji and Luffy is in the mirror world. They have the poneglyphs. They could just tell the Vince books about the plan, drop them off at their kingdom through the mirrors. The Straw Hats could go to their ship and both parties could sail away. Oh, but wait. If that happened, then none of the other stuff could happen either, then... Oh. Plot.
Shogun armor and gold? Oh, whatever. We're done. We're done with the... So plot is bad now? No. The plot is bad. Plot isn't bad, but the plot is bad. Apparently. I mean, it's not like German's gonna listen to some pirate and a failure about this stuff, so... Hey, you know. It's not like he thought this through or anything.
Capone is introduced shortly after, and things are agreed upon for the Big Mom assassination.
Get it? Because he's Italian. Well, he's in a suit, but whatever.
Sanji goes back to the groom's room, and before things are agreed upon for the
Mafia. Get it? Yeah, Italian suits, mafia. Get it?
Big Mom assassination. Sanji goes back to the groom's room, and before you know it, Sanji and Pudding are at the altar when Pudding unveils her eye. One of Sanji's highlights in this arc is...
You skipped a lot of this story, which I guess it doesn't matter since they're just talking about Germa. Whatever. Not a lot about the story, but some good parts that he should have brought up.
Sanji and Pudding are at the altar when Pudding unveils her eye. One of Sanji's highlights in this arc is him being able to dodge Katakuri's jelly bean. Katakuri had already received hype prior to this with his introduction, so giving Sanji a small W against
so you're just gonna... Did you just say a small W? He can dodge something with his observation hockey. Ooh, it's not like 4 other characters in the Straw Hat have it. Wait, does he? I'm pretty sure Jinbei has observation. Well, Usopp also has observation, but you know he can't really use it. Isn't he gonna bring up pudding in the reaction? Well, I'm just gonna do it in the pudding section. Pudding, pudding section of the video.
One of Sanji's highlights in this arc is him being able to dodge Katakuri's jelly bean. Katakuri had already received hype prior to this with his introduction, so giving Sanji a small W against someone we all perceive to be far above him at that moment goes a long way.
That's not how it works. It's not even... If both of them aren't even trying, then what's the point of either of them trying anything? What type of hype is there when they just do stuff? This is literally what's happening. They're doing stuff. This is not even a fight moment. They're not even looking at, well, not looking at each other and still fighting is interesting, but still, they're not fighting. What type of... Then again, this isn't even good stuff, since this is just basic. This is basic at this level. So, it's hype because both of them are doing basic stuff. Well, Sanji's doing basic stuff. I mean, let's see here. If it was something like a super fast object, I guess if it's something like super fast or an explosion or something, I'm trying to justify this, even if I still don't see this as something hype. It's cool, so apparently it's hype. It's just a jelly bean. It ain't him punching, but... Well, he didn't bring it up, so I don't know why I should bring it up, but you heard what he said. His introduction was cool, and this caused hype because he dodged a jelly bean. I shouldn't have to say it, but I could elaborate for Dritz.
A small W against someone we all perceive to be far above him at that moment goes a long...
And who is this we? We don't know how strong he is. Just because he's got a big number doesn't mean he's strong. Freaking Katakuri is stronger than literally everyone else except Big Mom. So, this is only a presumption. We haven't even seen him. No. I was about to say we haven't seen him fought, but did those assassins, were there assassins in the manga that intruded the wedding, or was that anime only? No, I'm pretty sure we were in the manga. That was a big stretch of time if it was just filler characters. Those underworld assassins. Was that it? There was a little scuffle where he was flicking. Really, he didn't flick a bean on some intruders. Didn't flick the bean at some. I should not say flick the bean. Just that one guy was about to... He was about to shoot Beji. That's why he did it. Alright, if it was just that one guy, then this is literally the best we've seen Katakuri do. So I don't know why you're complimenting... I'm putting way too much time on this one moment. This is... Not that important compared to the last stuff he said, but still, this is literally the best we've seen of Katakuri, so I don't know why is it that big.
Long way. People still talk about it to this day. Shortly after dodging, the cake topples over and we come back to find Sanji crip walking in order to dodge Pudding's bullets. But at this point, we can fast forward to the moment that a lot of people...
What did he say? Crip walk? Comedy, I guess.
Dodge Pudding's bullets. But at this point, we can fast forward to the moment that a lot of people seem to have dubbed Sanji's crowning achievement, which is him standing on top of the table with Germa. I understand that, like many things, the intent behind this scene is also good in relation to Sanji, but in my opinion, this scene is not written well, nor does it serve as a satisfying payoff for all that Sanji's...
So, well, first, this is the first time he clarified this as his opinion. So, the stuff that he said before was apparently objective, question mark, which is both not very fair nor possible, because, well, it's well, for starters, all the stuff you've been saying before, and how he said you had to put parallels to the... Yes, I remember the scene, Meme Spice. It was him protecting Beji from getting shot. I'm saying it was a big, massive crowd. Invaders. Let's go with invaders trying to intrude on the... No? Oh, trying to intrude on the wedding, so... was trying something during the tea party, caused Big Mom crew killed his daddy for missing last tea party. Oh, you mean why was there? I was just saying he got killed because he was about to kill Beji. Oh, whatever.
He's been through and will go through after it. This moment is a satisfying payoff for all that Sanji's been through is not written well, nor does it serve as a satisfying payoff for all that Sanji's been through and will go through after it. This moment is hyped up as the point where Sanji finally gets the one-up on his family and has them under his thumb for a bit. But the issue with this scene is that it's undeserved and a bit egotistical in the way that Sanji uses them.
So, him being better than his family is a bad thing? Even though you wanted him to... Well, he said a bit egotistical. Why would he show off against Judge then? If... Whatever.
Is that it's undeserved and a bit egotistical in the way that Sanji uses them. Sanji has spent the entire arc at this point getting shit on. He was held in restraint by Oda's plot devices that didn't matter and made to look like a fool and suffer. Sanji was never able to be at 100%, he was always mocked, but now he's free. No more stupid handcuffs, or Zeph, or anything. Sanji should finally be able to at least prove something about himself or be the main one to step up to save his family. When we saw Sanji dodge that jelly bean, we thought, yeah.
Who's this we? Shut the hell up! Yeah, we gotta do the same thing, but whatever. Oh, wait, what? Tap? You would tap here? After everything else? After my previous 2 taps? You would tap here?
Yeah. Now it's time for him to shine.
it wasn't mocking in this tone. It was him showing hype for Katakuri doing literally the best he's done up until this point. Also making a reference. Using a reference to show his hype for a scene. For a possible scene, actually, because I'm certain he's not happy with what Sanji did in the wedding.
But that doesn't happen. Sanji spends almost all of his free time post-Pudding's eye reveal getting absolutely drilled and overpowered by Daifuku's genie. Sanji is on the back foot and getting overwhelmed constantly. Even though later in the arc, Sanji is able to easily counter Daifuku's genie when it's the size of Godzilla. The Vinsmokes are about to be assassinated and Sanji is consistently stopped on the way there, even though he probably shouldn't be. The only reason Sanji is able to come near the Vinsmoke table is because Big Mom's scream knocks everyone out and creates a diversion.
So, he's complaining that Sanji was getting interrupted by saving his family because it made saving his family not cool? I think that's what he's trying to say. Because, I mean, if Daifuku was freaking handling let's see here. If Daifuku was handling Sanji and Sanji was unable and then Big Mom did the thing and then Daifuku came back and was still handling Sanji, then maybe I could see where you're coming from, but the tension is Sanji being unable to save his family. I don't understand why they have to look quote-unquote good, especially when they aren't, they're not, well, I can't say they're not looking good or bad, but the point being, there's a purpose, and you just don't like that the purpose is there. You don't like that it happened, therefore it's bad. This is literally, like I said, you don't like what's happened, therefore it's bad. Even though this is the man trying to stop an assassination, stop Big Mom's plot.
Table is because Big Mom's scream knocks everyone out and creates a diversion. So, while Sanji's mean mugging on the table in front of his family like, yeah, look at me, he didn't do shit to get to that point. He deserves to be on that table as much as Chopper deserves to be in the panel ruining the shot.
Ruining? He helped take care of the... You know what? Sure. Fine. Yeah, he helped with the Germa. It's not like Chopper. Oh no, he thinks Chopper is a bad character. Well, at least I know he doesn't like Chopper, but jeez. Me like so bad.
He deserves to be on that table as much as Chopper deserves to be in the panel ruining the shot. On top of that, and this is a grudge I have with the scene, and my main issue to be honest, while Sanji is just standing there, lording himself over his family, his crew is in the background literally getting shit on and assaulted by the Big Mom pirates. That dumb lesbo smoothie is grabbing Nami.
Man, he wasn't lying. Freaking sexist. Okay, in all caps, yeah. Really, Dritz? This is pretty... This is just rude. This is really just rude. You think you might be done? Yeah, this is just rude, Dritz. You can't just say that. Especially in today's climate. Come on, Doug. What? Also, Sanji has trust in its crew. Not to mention what happened with Big Mom, so I have no reason to, you know, I mean, Sanji has no reason to think that the crew couldn't handle themselves.
And assaulted by the Big Mom pirates. That dumb lesbo smoothie is grabbing Nami. Daifuku's got Carrot. Chopper.
Why is she a lesbian? Also, he's trying to say that in a demeaning tone. What did Smoothie do to make you so jagged? Because you hate Nasu and now you're hating Smoothie? For whatever.
Dumb lesbo smoothie is grabbing Nami. Daifuku's got Carrot. Chopper, who got off the table before Sanji, is trying to help. And Sanji doesn't do anything. And he forces his dickbag family into a position of, yeah, you go do it or they die. LOL. It's beneath me, Sanji-sama. Like,
did you really interpretate that? Yeah, that's fair if you're done. I prefer getting a little bit more in, of course, but yeah, that's understandable. I don't know. They even said it later on that they're repaying a debt. So I can't even think why he got this wrong. Considering, no, he doesn't read the story. That's why. He literally does not read the story. That's why he got confused here. He saved his ass. They have a common enemy. How does he not understand that? What? Yeah. If we can do, I mean, if we can do this earlier, that would be even sweeter. But when you're ready, I'm ready. Since I don't really have anything to do. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah, that's a fine spot to leave it at. Scream into it. Yeah, incompetence does that. Screaming into a pillow is an honest reaction. Yeah, alright. See ya tomorrow.